I'm Seth from bikecycle.co.nz, and today I'm going to be showing you how to fit the Power2Max and Rotor 3D cranks together. So first off, we're going to put our chain rings on our spider. Note the tab, which must go underneath the crank arm, so you're going to line it up with the slot here where the crank arm is going to come out. So, like so. Make sure you've got the recessed side of the chainring on the inside, so that your chainring box rests in there, nice and flush. Same for this stub that you can see here, goes in line with where the crank arm is going to cover it, which is your chain drop guard. So if you put that in the wrong place and the chain comes off, you won't be able to pedal the chain back onto the chain rings. So real pain in the butt. So try and get one of these little bits here, chainring bolt, in fully, not too tight. And it's just going to line everything else up so you can fit them nice and easy. Once you've got one in, you can go around and just turn them in by hand. And then you can go around and tighten them with the tool later on. You've got a long handle T25 Torx or a star tool like I'm using. Usually get it in there a little bit easier. Once you have them all in, then you can go around and lift them up. So once you've got all your chainring bolts in, if you've got a torque wrench, the torque that you should put them up to is about 8 to 10 newtons. Stop creaking or them falling out during riding. Now for the Rotor 3D Pluses that we're using today, the crank cap bolt is on the drive side. A lot of chainrings, cranksets that you'll be used to, the chainring bolt will be in here. Take that off. You've got these two spaces which are for your BB3D applications where you need the extra width so that your crank arm clears the frame. You also need a tool, which between the rotors which we're using today is a 3DF and 3D Plus, and the tool's different, so you need to make sure you have the right one. The lockring will come off here. And arm fits directly in here, line up the splines like so, and then on the back side, the lockring is going to go on, back onto the thread, and it's all going to lock together. Like so. Then you have spider, chain rings and crank ready to bolt up to your bicycle. We're not going to fit this all the way on today, but this lock ring needs to have 40 newtons applied to it to lock it on. If you've got anti-seize, some of that would be good as well, just so you're not promoting movement in the thread. And then it's ready to fit to your bicycle. For assembly of rotor cranks specifically, this spline here must be treated with a retaining compound to fill up the gap between this spline and this, so you don't get any creaking. So put that on, fit your cranks like so, and then your thread locker, which is a lower expansion Loctite, goes on the thread, and you fit the locking ring on there, torque it up to the 35 to 40 newtons and let it dry for about 6 to 12 hours just to let the compound set before fitting to your bicycle. For any further technical information you might require on the fitting of your Power2Max, you can contact us at Bikecycle on 0800 245 329 or at sales@bikecycle.co.nz.